So here we are in my house, and this is my attic. And I just decided to. I had a bunch of like Chinese restaurant themed, Asian themed furniture, and I decided, hey, well, I have all this Asian themed furniture. Why don't I just make a Chinese restaurant or an Asian restaurant of some kind, a dim sum restaurant, whatever. And I put it all together, and this is what I came up with. And this, I think, is another way to show you good design aesthetic. Again, according to my opinion. So, what I did was, because I had all these Asian themed object, I decided, oh, okay, I'm going to arrange it all here. And the reason why this kind of all works is, yeah, first of all, it's all mostly Asian themed, and it's all kitchen themed or food themed. And I acquired it all, and I put it all together in this room. If you know, a lot of traditional Chinese restaurants, they're pretty eclectic. Like, so you can mix and match certain types of furniture. Like, this is an antique table right here. And although it doesn't really quite match in terms of wood-wise, it's not dark like the rest of the wood here, I decided, well, the style kind of goes, so I just left it. These chairs are antique, from the antique series of furniture. And so is the wardrobe back here. That's the antique series wardrobe. But it works really well with the imperial style, probably because they're all timeless types of furniture. And all timeless pieces tend to go together really well. So this is the imperial dining table with the amazing dim sum stuff that you can actually rotate. So cute. Oh my god. Look at that. With the Lazy Susan in the middle. That is so cute. So anyways, yeah, that's something you can get. Over time, you'll definitely acquire all these items as you play the game. Time travel only makes you acquire the items faster. So if you're not a patient person, time travel will help you acquire items quicker. Although you don't have to time travel in order to get all of this. I never did any time travel, and I was able to acquire all of this furniture just playing 2 to 3 hours a day. And it took me about a month and a half to get to where I am right now, as you see it. These are cypress plants. This is a little cart that I got from balloons. Remember to pop balloons to make sure your villagers are happy with the gifts that they get. That means giving them things that they like that are in the colors that they like. Like, for instance, with Gala, she likes pink and white and cute and simple, cute items and cute styles of clothing. So I would always give her like frilly little dresses and that are pink and white, or pink, or you can get items that are just pink or just white, whatever. It still goes, and they will mention it to you. They will say, "Oh, I love this color," and that means you've done a great job of giving them a good gift that they like. And it also helps to wrap the gifts. That also gives you another point. There is another video on my channel. You can watch it, where it tells you exactly the friendship mechanics and how to get better points with your islanders. This is how I got all of these things. I got them all from my villagers. I don't have that many people to trade with or get items from, so everything is from my villagers, or balloons, or the bottle DIYs, or it's all acquired that way. I didn't do any time travel whatsoever. You don't have to. Okay, and the way to good design, in my opinion, is to put to make sort of a focal point, like get an item that you think will really catch your eye. In this room, I have several focal points. I try not to do too many focal points, of course, but you take a couple of focal points. Like, for instance, the dining table is definitely a focal point. This wardrobe is a focal point, and so is that lantern in the back. And so I use those things, and I kept the colors kind of nearby to each other and styles close to each other, and that will tie in your room together. Another thing you'll notice is the heights are varied. So I keep the taller stuff in the back, or in sort of one area of the room. So I would, the plants, the wardrobe, they're all like sort of together in the back, forming a kind of wall in the back or like a height. You want to give height to your room, and that's how you kind of help give a foundation to your overall aesthetic of the room. Then you put wall-mounted items to give height as well. That makes your eye go up, and you vary the heights, like alternate them. So I've got the lantern, I've got the pictures, and then I've got, and see how it goes up and down. Your eye goes up and down visually, and then the plants and things like that. Then the dining room table is here, is sort of mid-height, and then the rug gives interest to the dining room table. It kind of enhances it. A nice bright red rug that ties in with the red of the dining room table. So this room overall has a green, blue, dark furniture, and red theme. I do have a couple items that don't quite fit the color scheme, but it's a warm color scheme, so it's okay. But the eye travels around and notices that there's red items here, there's a nice cocoa plant there, and that's what ties it all in. You can have things that kind of break your overall color scheme, just don't have too many of them. Just as long as you have other items that tie it all in together. So yes, those are the three tips I can give you. Vary your heights, give a focal point, and have the taller items in the back or in one area to give the whatever's in front of them visual interest. And that is the secret. That really is the secret. For interior design, you can divide the rooms up. So if you have a very long, wide room, like this attic room, you create more flow and more visual interest when you divide it up a little bit. So I use this bamboo divider, and I put that there to separate off the table that has all of the condiments and things that you can get. Sugar, extra dishes. There's a little candle there. Again, the table itself also has visual interest because the heights are varied on the table. And that's what really makes something look much more appealing, is to have that. I know this bed is here, but I like it here, even though it doesn't really quite, this is not a bedroom, but I figured because it's such a beautiful bed, it kind of goes here. It's almost like a presentation of like, oh, this is a Chinese culture, and this bed represents Chinese culture, and that's why I find that it works here. You may not think it works here, but I don't know. I just thought it looked nice, like kind of like a conversation piece. So I put that there. The great thing about obviously our houses is that you can rotate it and look all over the place like this. So again, it's probably even more important to make sure that because you can do this, you have visual interest throughout the entire room and vary your heights again. So I have back here, I have the plants on the walls to make your eye go up and down. So that's really all it is. That's what makes a room look better. And if you do this with your decor, have furniture that kind of ties in together, tie it all in with a bunch of the same color, vary the heights, and give visual interest, and have 2 or 3 focal points, or even just one focal point. And that's pretty much it for interior design. Okay, so here we are in another room in my house, and this is the craft room that I made because I have a lot of items that have to do with crafting for some reason. That's what happened to me. That seems to be, how I acquired all of this stuff. I don't know. Some people, it's all individual to everyone, and you may acquire items that are totally different from me, but this is what happened to me. So I decided, why don't I just put it all together? And again, the same rules apply here. I would put a lot of visual interest items, make them tall in the background. So this shelf is really tall, and then I made these items taller by putting things on the walls. So I've got my tool or my crafting bench. The hamster cage I put up on this this box here. the tin box. I forgot what it's called. Looks like a little train. And then I put the cork board and the tool board up there to give more height. In the middle, I kept it lower with this block table, which a lot of people seem to hate this wooden block furniture. They seem to think it's really ugly. But it works really well in this room because this is, my crafting room. Then I kept things on the ground. So very low items, like this little tire, which I customized to make white. So it ties in with the white items in this room. Then I put the several plants. Plants, you can't go wrong with plants. If you get plants, make sure you buy or get or make several, duplicate them several times, or make them several times. Make sure you have a lot of plants on hand. Plants really tie in a room together. It's a very effortless way. This wardrobe is actually pink because I wanted to tie the pink in with all the other pink items in the room. So and then when you have repeating items that are pink, what you do is you triangulate. So put one item of pink here, put one item of here, and one item over there, and you'll see that forms sort of like a triangle. And that will tie in the room all together. The flow of the room, your eye will be drawn to all areas of the room. And that's another rule of good aesthetic. That's why I have these, also the floral swags on the walls. They have pink in them too. So that draws your eye all over the room. This room has a pastel kind of theme to it. So I tried to acquire items or customize items into a pastel theme. So the gears that are on top of the window has a pastel look to it. That just kind of happened. I just found them. I found the succulents have a pink pastel-y look to them, so I put them on top of there. Again, with the varied heights. Varied heights is everything, right? The bookshelf here, don't be afraid to cover a little bit of your window. You don't have to leave the windows exposed. They can be covered up a little. You can still see the light through it. I put this, sometimes when you don't have enough stuff in the beginning, you can make wall decorations and more things like that. Just leave your clothes displayed. Like for here, this is a little workshop apron. I thought, that would be good here. So I just left it on its little stand. And then slowly I acquired all of the other things that went really well with this room. The tool chest, the toolbox, all the little tools here, and all the things that would go really well in here. The little hard hat, the vacuum cleaner, the world map, and the alphabet poster, and the lava lamp because it's pink. And I just left the stereo on the ground because who doesn't love music? And this macrame, looks like someone had crafted it, so it's great in here. These objects on the table, this one is a painting set, which really shows up at Timmy and Tommy's all the time. Nook's Cranny. That is the mom's item that you can get from the shop right now, or the Nook shop right now, through the ABD in Resident Services. This is the modeling clay. If you get the modeling clay, you can customize it and it can make all these other objects. So you've got the modeling clay that's shaped into a piece of cake, and the modeling clay that's shaped into a little dinosaur. And there's like a third one. I forgot what that one is. I think it's a robot. And that's how you tie it all in together. This rug has bits of yellow and green in it, and that ties in well. That brings all of the plants and the bits of yellow and pastel-y orangey or yellow all together in. I do wish that the yellow dots in the rug were a little more yellowy, not so much orangey, but whatever. It's okay. It kind of works. So, you can have things in place that are temporary and then eventually, replace them. Like, nothing is set in stone, right? Okay, so here we are outside of my house, and again, with the same principles. Varied heights. It's pretty easy with your own house because your house will be the focal point. Then you vary the height. So you put the mailbox somewhere in the front. Put the flagstones wherever you would like. Change the design of your house. I prefer a pink and white theme to my house, so that's what I did. And then I varied the height by putting a little doghouse here. All the plants in the front. These are the lily of the valleys, indicating that my island is a 5-star. And I was so happy when I saw these. Anyways, and then I put just one of these little hedges here, because I like to have a lot of room to go in and out. I don't want to like block it off or fence it off, so I just left it like that. And my little crafting bench outside. I love this one. I love that it's pink and white. It ties in with my house. And the little birch wood posts that I customized. And you don't have to face them like this way. You can also face them 90 degrees like that. And white flowers because of the lily of the valleys. I used to have pink flowers, but because I wanted to have the lily of the flower, I just wanted to flex, so I just want to put them there. For some reason, I can't put any flowers in this area. That's why the lily of the valley is over here. Yeah. Okay, so now we have arrived at my little outdoor library. And again, this is a great, I guess, area to, again, illustrate the principles that I've pretty much outlined for all the other, interior and exterior tips that I have for you. And this one, I think, really illustrates it well because we are limited to our viewpoint outside. Our cameras can only, face one way, and you can't really move the camera. You can't rotate the camera that much. So here we can see that I have the height in the back with the bookshelf, and that is the focal point of this area. I have incorporated the cliff as well, so the trees up in the background and the water feature there, the fountain, water fountain, brick fountain thing. I have that there. These are all DIYs, by the way. You can acquire these over time from your islanders or your villagers, also from balloons and from just the message bottle in the mornings and afternoons sometimes. And so over time I've just collected them all, and then I realized, I have enough items to do this library, so that's what I did. And instead of rugs, what you're kind of limited to is your custom flooring or your terraforming ground pieces. You do have sometimes you can also make your own custom floors or ground coverings. These are stones that I found through Twitter, I think it was. And then I entered them at the Able Sister shop to get these nice path stones. And this is the one, I guess you're familiar with this, I'm sure. This is a DIY, the swinging bench. And again, I tied it all in. Again, with the height in the back, the plants, varying the heights, the rocking chair, the terrarium, the stereo. And then I hid this table just behind this tree. I thought it was more interesting like that. You're like, oh, what's that? And then there's some items on there. You can't really see them, but you know that they are there. They're just peeking out. So your eye is kind of drawn there. You sort of want to move your camera and see it, and you can peek at it. There's the ship. There's the sea globe. There's the scented sticks there. Again, your eye is drawn and looking down and up. And then I triangulated items that are dark, like for instance the terrarium, the candle base, and the legs of this table. The table is white. I customized it so it's white. This I customized to white. The rocking horse I customized to white. The stool I customized to white. And the bookshelf is also customized to white. These are all items you can customize. This little cart kind of ties in with this antique bureau, and they just came in those colors, and I didn't bother customizing or changing the colors because I used items that tied in with them. So I used this pot, which has a warm tone to it. Then I customized this vase, the water pitcher, to that color. You can customize it to that. That water pitcher can be customized to, I think, 5 others, like blue and white, black, I think, also as well. Then the stool again. I love these little birch log stools. And this white music stand, which I believe I also customized. It's a DIY as well. Yes, so again, this is just another area. You can use the same principles to create your own little area, and you can use it and apply these rules to anything, to anywhere in your island. And flowers are another great way to tie in as well, because, you know, colors, they all draw the eye in. So I hope this was helpful. This video, you know, I wish I had a video like this to help me when I was first trying to, you know, design my island. I think it would have really helped a lot instead of all this trial and error. But anyway, I'm glad I was able to make this video for you. If you have any other video ideas that you would like me to cover, please feel free to put them in the comments below. And like and subscribe for more. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of the day.